Hello, my name's John. This is a painting video and you're watching Wargames Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to this quick painting video. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a continuation of an experiment I've been trying with a paint scheme. As you can see, I've started painting the hand of this Genestealer. I'm doing this model as an experiment for my Genestealer Patriarch conversion that I need to paint. What I'm going to do in this video is run through the steps that I got to by painting this hand with the head of the Genestealer. If I like the way it looks, I'll then continue with this model. So I'm going to get started. So to start with, I'm going to use a base coat of this wash, the Bal red. So you can use any equivalent red really, it doesn't have to be this specific one, but this is the one I've got. So what I'm looking to do is just to give the head and the areas that I'm gonna paint this colour a wash of this red. So on the white base coat it will leave me with a pink finish with some red low lights, which is what I'm kind of looking for with this one. I will in a future video go through the painting of the blue carapace and chitin of the Genestealer, but for today it's just looking at the purple. But I suppose it is a pink. So I'm not going to worry too much about details on this one today, like the eyes and the teeth and that kind of thing. It's just looking at this skin colour and seeing how it works for me with this model. So I think I've got almost all the areas on the face. Just make sure I get all those areas around the mouth. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to do a few other spots of it as well, just to see how this colour translates. So I'll do some of these back sections. And what I'll do is I'll force this to dry, so I'll use the little hairdryer again just to make sure it's fully dry before I go on to the next steps. Now there are lots of methods in painting these Genestealers in the more traditional colours, the purple and the blue, but I'm experimenting with my own to see how it goes. So let me get the hairdryer and dry off this paint. So I'm going to let that cool down for a little bit, and what I do, we'll just have a look at how that colour's gone on. You could quite happily just give a wash like this and be done with it with the model. The nice comparison though is the colour of that hand compared to the wash, so you can see how it is definitely more purple. So the next stage, I'm actually going to dry brush everywhere that I've used the wash with the Genestealer Lilac. I hope I've got that pronunciation right. If I haven't, apologies. Then after I've dry brushed with that, it's a light dry brushing with the Pallid Witch Flesh. And then the Null Oil is if I've got any areas like claws or things like that. So the claws on the hand, the nails, I've actually just given them a wash with the Null Oil. So I don't think I'm going to need it for the basic skin of the head. So first step is a dry brush with this lilac. So let's have a look at which dry brushes I'm going to use. I do need to get some new ones. These are looking a little bit sorry for themselves, but it's okay. Let's just get a bit of paint on there. And I just want to give this a gentle brush. I might change the size of my dry brush. Actually, I think I am. I'm going to go for a smaller dry brush. So we'll see how the smaller one goes. So I'm going to just build this up little by little, tapping most of the paint off each time. Apologies, my dog is wanting attention while I'm doing this painting, but it'll just have to wait. Right, try a little bit of one-handed painting while I'm quietening the dog down. Let's see if they make some noise. So the colours that I'm using is a bit of an experiment to get the colours that I'm looking for my Patriarch conversion. I want quite pale colours, a bit more pastel rather than really vivid colours, as I want to depict some age to the model itself. Okay, I think I've got all the areas that I want. Let's get a little bit more in there. This is one of the older Genestealer models, and it is quite a wobbly model, so I'm going to have to support it while I brush areas of it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that lilac on there. Okay, so the next step after that lilac is a really light layer of the Pallid Witch Flesh. This is another dry brush. I'm going to go with the medium dry brush for this one. God, the state of that. I need to clean these brushes. That's alright then. And I don't want much of this paint at all. It's a real kind of light dry brush just to pick out any of the detail on the model. It's not much at all. That's it. Cool. Okay. So let's have a little look at this. Let's just clear things out of the way for focus. So I do like how that's turned out on this model. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. So there you can see the hand I did as a test piece. And here we have the head and some of the back sections painted in this. I really like this, how this has turned out. I think the next stage I'm going to work out what blue I want with this, and I'll kind of play around with a few more of the details. But yeah, I like how that's turned out. So yeah, next step, I'm going to paint all of the other purple sections to get them looking the same. I might pick some of the details out in the head at that point. I've then got to work out the blue carapace. So if you'd like to see another video of that, please drop a comment. But I'm going to leave that one as is for now. It's an experiment gone right, I think. So stage 1 is done. So thanks for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies.